Freaky Cross. Hi, my name is Anna, and I'm a singer.
Hi, my name is Peyton, and I'm a dancer.
And today, what are we doing today?
Today, we are reacting to the youngest girl group in one of our favorite Korean families. We'll be watching Rocket Punch's new comeback, supporting our Woolim fam.
Yes, so Rocket Punch just released a comeback today. It's still today for our time, at least. Called Ring Ring. It's their first comeback in quite a while now, actually. Obviously, we have watched the teasers leading up to this, so we know a little bit of what to expect. But exciting news before we head into the reaction. Similarly to what happened with the Dripping comeback that happened earlier this year, we were contacted by Woolim again if we could react to it. Obviously, we were going to react to it anyways because Woolim fam, and we react to like everyone in Woolim. But it was just really exciting and we wanted to share that all with you that it happened again. So yeah, okay, now let's go. We saw.
I love the socks with the high heels. I love that.
That was trending a while back, I feel like. Oh, pulled back. Oh yeah, but I mean it's pretty obvious, and we had noticed from the beginning in the teasers that it's very disco-y.
Yeah. Like glam disco.
Like the outfit's not.
Yeah.
Or more. Oh, I just suddenly went like brighter.
I saw that part of the dance in the teaser and I really liked it.
You called.
This too, yeah.
A breakdown section.
Yeah. Did they catchy?
Huh?
I thought I heard their fan club name.
Oh. I wouldn't be surprised.
Looks like a different second chorus choreography.
Interesting. Huh? Oh, that was more stepwise. I did not expect it to be stepwise. Sorry, I just like love.
I think it's so cute.
Oh. I
like
don't know
that
why.
part too.
I've always just loved Eagle. Maybe it's because it's simple enough for me to do. That's why I like it.
Like we were saying in the reaction, like it's obvious this is very disco. It's like glam disco. It's like that darker color scheme. It's all of the different like twinkling lights. It's sort of that like glamorous like scene. And obviously when you think of disco, there are certain things that go along for that with the dance. And those things are in here too. But like one of the big things is the rhythm in your body. One of the best examples of that is in the part that I kept saying like, oh, I really like that part, which happens at the beginning and then it happens in sort of like the second part of the chorus. And it's when they're moving back and forth and tapping their feet on the beat. And the reason that I like it so much is, well, one, because of the fact that it really shows that sort of like disco rhythm, because instead of just like moving side to side, there's sort of like a wave to it in your body. So you see, instead of them going like here, 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 there's like a da 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 as they're like rocking to it. And it's just very like smooth when you do it, which also goes with that whole like glam disco thing. Like there's not super sharp hits in that section, so it's very pleasing to look at. But also I really liked the tapping at the end because one, lots of great musicality, but something about that section also felt very like sweet and very feminine to me. I think probably because their hands are behind their back, like clasped for a lot of it, and the taps are really light, and like it's just really cute. And it sort of reminded me like, yes, this is glam disco, which I think is a little bit more of a mature look, but like they're still really sweet and they're still really cute, and I just really liked that section because of that. But another section that I really liked was the rap section because it offered such a big contrast in like the song and in the dance, because most of the dance is like up here and it's very light because it's highlighting all of those synths and like the high pitch, like the lines that are all up here. But the rap section, it like drops down and it's highlighting like a lower level of the instrumentation. And also their movement just gets so much more powerful. Like instead of the light little taps and like the sweet little rocking, they're like hitting and you can feel the resistance through the air as they go up, and like their body has a lot more power in it. It's like that section of contrast that really grounds the song and sort of like brought it back down, and it's a centering moment, so I really enjoyed that. And then also something else to talk about, the move we kept mentioning, it was just really cute. And like one, the way that they're moving there and like moving back and forth also has that sort of like disco swing to it. But this is a summer release, and one of the big like important things for a summer release, especially for a girl group, is like an iconic move that people can follow along to. And not to pick on Hannah, but like she said at the end where she was like, I don't dance and I could do that. Like that's important to have like a moment in there where people will hear it and they'll remember and like do this with the song. And then also right after that, on the ring 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 part, they did this to like sort of look like an alarm clock going off, but their hands were in the I love you shape, and I was like, oh, it's really cute. Like I said, I really liked the styling. Like I love the socks with the heels, and I just think disco inspired styling for this was also really nice. Especially I loved the like dresses, like the black dresses they had on. I really enjoyed this. I honestly think it's my favorite Rocket Punch title track so far. Anna's turn.
Hello, so for my comments, I think it's really funny because right after you finish your comments and like a little transition before mine started, you started singing along to the song, and one of the first notes that I wrote down was, this song is super catchy. Clearly it is if Peyton is already singing along to it. Also, another obvious comment is like, the song is very synth heavy, which we have this whole thing with like the Woollim sound is very synth heavy, and like each artist from Woollim has their own variation of that synth heavy sound. And I believe in a previous Rocket Punch reaction I had said that their version of that was like bubblier, and that's like still kind of true for this, but also not. Let me explain, because when I first heard it, like when it first starts, your focus is really on the bass, and the bass is really grounding because that's like one of the first things that you hear, and it's the first thing that you focus on that's going to stick with you as you're listening throughout the rest of the song as like something you like lock back into, which is like kind of the opposite of the bouncy Rocket Punch sound that I had described before. But you hear that instead through like the other synth layers on top of it, chimey synths that are happening, and very like the sort of, you know, when you think of like an 80s synth sound on the keyboard, that sort of style, you hear a lot of that in the song as well. And those, along with how they're singing, help create the more like bouncy feeling instead. But going back to the bass really quickly, I've said this before recently in one of our reactions that especially in girl group songs, there can be a danger with like being too overly like high pitched, since most songs are like higher pitched for girl group songs, like the melodies that they're singing. Also, a lot of the synths that I mentioned are just like higher pitched. So the bass helps balance that out and like ground it so you're not overwhelmed, I guess. So I thought it was interesting how you pointed out like the rap section in the second verse that helps do that, and like because their dancing changes too, so like ballads. But talking about the second verse rap section that you mentioned, one thing that happens is like the bass also changes. So far, the bass has sort of felt like a hit and then sustain, but this one feels more like a hit and then out. It's like that dampened feeling of like the distortion of like in a video game when you suddenly go underwater. That sort of effect has been put on it. And also like the sort of chimey synths have been replaced with more like little bell hits. Yes, there is a distinct different section happening, but it still has that like sweeter vibe that is like distinctly the Rocket Punch feeling, which I thought was interesting because earlier you also said like, oh, this is glam disco, but it's still sort of like innocent and sweet. And I was like, yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. The last thing that I sort of wanted to mention that I noticed was they have a lot of like wind up or wind down sounds. In the pre-chorus, I believe there's a synth that you hear that goes like duh, and then it slowly goes down, or like you'll hear a background sort of group but it's like a or like a happening. So those are used as like transition moments. So I thought that was interesting. And yeah, that's all I really had to say because I've said a lot now. But similarly to Peyton, I think this also is my favorite Rocket Punch title track so far.
So, TLDR is Rocket Punch is back after a very long wait with their first single album, Ring Ring, and it was so good to see them try a little bit of a different style but still retain some of that like sweet innocence that we know and associate with Rocket Punch. It's nice to see that sort of like natural evolution as they're getting older, both age-wise and also as a group. And yeah, like we both said, we both really enjoyed this. It's both of our favorite Rocket Punch title tracks so far, and we always love supporting the Woolen family. We'll continue to do so. Let's keep this going. Let's keep this relationship going.
Keep contacting us, please.
We're here. We're ready.
But that being said, if you enjoyed this music video reaction and also have been getting this song stuck in your head, because clearly it is stuck in both of our heads, then please leave a like, comment, subscribe,
Ding!
turn on your notification bell,
Ring a ring a ring.
and bye!